Hello, YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages. This is the TFN Geek coming to you with part 2 and hopefully the last part of my review of the Transformers Generations Prime Wars Trilogy Titans Return Deluxe Class Monsterbot Repugnus. Uy, what a mouthful. So yes, here I have Repugnus transformed into his robot mode along with his fellow Monsterbots. Before we continue on, some things I forgot to show in part 1 of the review. When you get Repugnus in the mail for the first time and it arrives at your house, just like Blastoff and also Nemesis Prime, the box that Repugnus actually comes inside of, it comes inside its own manufacturer's box, which says Transformers Generation Special Edition Deluxe Repugnus. That's right, Hasbro says Deluxe Repugnus, for people who are worried that they might be getting the Titan Master in disguise, they are not. So that's pretty good, right? And another thing I forgot to show off, I normally don't show these off in my full-on reviews, but Repugnus's instruction sheet, it's the same, it's printed out the same way as the instruction sheets on other Titans Return Transformers toys, but it's actually made out of very glossy and reflective paper, and it almost reminds me of the instruction sheets that were given to Transformers toys when I started collecting them 15 years ago. So it's pretty interesting, and it is a slightly clearer picture than most instruction sheets on Titans Return Transformers toys have been. So for those of you with a keen eye may have noticed that here is the face of Repugnus that you get inside the box. It's the face sculpt that the original Generation 1 Repugnus toy was given. And for those of you who have seen photos of Repugnus's Titan Master that he comes packaged with, here is Dastard. So what I have already done is I swapped out the robot face backpacks on the two Titan Masters. So this Titan Master is actually the individually packaged Repugnus, and this one is the one that you get in the box, which is his partner Dastard. And basically what I did is I decided that the face sculpt of the individually packaged Repugnus Titan Master, this face sculpt here, is the face that Repugnus was given in the Transformers Generation 1 Headmasters cartoon. And this face sculpt here is the one that the original Generation 1 Repugnus toy was given. And I decided the bigger-eyed Transformers Headmasters face was the more, how could I say this? It was the more, less boring and more exciting Repugnus face sculpt to have. So yeah, there is Repugnus with the face he was given in Transformers Headmasters, and just to show it off, what you can do is you can combine Repugnus's two swords and give him almost like a double-bladed sword, and that doubles as a power set for a Titan Master or Prime Master. And Repugnus can, if you want to do it, Repugnus can hold his smaller Titan Master self, and Repugnus can become his own Target Master. Now, it came to my mind that in addition to a Titan Master for the deluxe figure and the individually packaged Titan Master, there's also the individually packaged Titan Master that was released by Takara Tomy. That version is the same sculpt as this face, but the eyes are painted blue instead of green. So, as some people pointed out, Repugnus has become the first Transformers character to not only have 3 swappable heads, but also he can become his own Titan Master partner. So, from what I read reading that comment, I think the Transformers fan who made that comment on one of the fan-run Transformers websites, I guess they figured that the first Transformers character who would have 3 different faces and have the ability to become his own Target Master, I guess that Transformers fan figured that it would be something that would happen to more famous Transformers characters such as Optimus Prime or Megatron or perhaps even Bumblebee before it would happen to Repugnus. But regardless, it does work. So basically, swapping out the two faces, he says it's actually pretty easy. Just make sure you have a tiny screwdriver and it's doable. So here's Repugnus next to his two Monsterbot friends. You got Grotesque and Twinferno / Double Cross. Now someone said on one website, why is it that Double Cross, aka Twinferno, was sold at mass retail while Repugnus and also Grotesque were sold as exclusives? Why was it that only one of the three Monsterbots was sold at mass retail? I can't say with absolute certainty, but my best guess as for the answer to that question, well, actually, now that I think about it, the answer to the question is a part of the question. Why is it only one of the Monsterbots was sold at mass retail? The answer is because one of the Monsterbots was sold at mass retail. When Twinferno / Double Cross was released in Wave 3 of the Titans Return toy line, he instantly became a shelf warmer. Shelf warmer toys are toys that don't sell and they sit on the shelf for a long time, and all of Double Cross's wave mates sold out and he was still there, and when the next wave was released, he was still there. And so I guess Hasbro decided that because this guy had been a shelf warmer, that to get Transformers fans more interested in buying the other Monsterbots, to release them as exclusives instead of at mass retail. So in case anyone is now asking that question, why only one of the Monsterbots was sold at mass retail, it's because Hasbro didn't want to see more Transformers toys shelf warming the way Twinferno / Double Cross did. So it is a bit of a shame, but in my opinion, it did work out, making Grotesque and Repugnus exclusives. It has garnered more interest, and in fact, today, a Repugnus went back for availability on Amazon. Right now, he's currently sold out from Amazon. I said in part 1 of my review that I had pre-ordered him 3 weeks ago from today, and that's how I was able to get Repugnus yesterday. But today, Repugnus, when he became available once again for purchase, he sold out, I think, within half an hour, going back up. So yes, Repugnus is one of the more high-in-demand Transformers toys right now. But yes, I'm really happy that Hasbro decided to make a deluxe class toy Repugnus, even if it is exclusively sold at Amazon.com. And I just love finally having all 3 of the Monsterbots in my Transformers collection. Before Double Cross was released, I had seen some videos of Repugnus and the third-party masterpiece versions of the Monsterbots, and I saw one video where someone reviewed all 3 of the G1 Monsterbots in the same video. But yes, the Monsterbots, they've always enjoyed some level of notoriety amongst Transformers fans, especially ones who bought the original Generation 1 toys when they were released in 1988 and 1987. Evan, and yes, do I believe that all 3 of the Monsterbots are must-have figures for your Transformers collection? Absolutely. And despite the fact that Grotesque sold out when he was originally released last year in October, he became available again, and he's still going for a decent price. It's only a few dollars more than Repugnus is going for, or at Amazon. And yes, it is possible to get all 3 of the Monsterbots in your Transformers collection. And yes, I love the fact that Hasbro made all 3 of them mold mates with each other. There's some Transformers fans that pointed out that it's just like the Titans Return Decepticon Target Master characters of Trigger Happy, Misfire, and Silk Slinger. And I just love the fact that all 3 of the Monsterbots now sharing parts. It makes them more of a uniform team. So, some background information on the Monsterbots. Apparently, the Monsterbots are unique as a team because unlike almost all other Transformer teams from the Generation 1 franchise, such as the Dinobots, the Constructicons, the Insecticons, just to name off all the ones from Season 1 of the cartoon, almost all of the Transformer teams had one character who acted as team leader to the other characters. But here on the Monsterbots, from what I've read on Wikipedia, apparently all three of the Monsterbots share equal rank, and even though they are a team, they are leaderless. Yes, and that's unusual because the Dinobots have Grimlock as a leader, the Insecticons have Shrapnel, the Constructicons have Scrapper, and all the special Transformers teams had some type of a team leader, either to lead them into battle. But the Monsterbots, apparently they don't actually have a team leader. I've seen some Transformers fans state that it's Double Cross who's the team leader, because I thought I read somewhere that Double Cross was the first of the three Monsterbots whose toy molds was designed. And I could be wrong, it could be Repugnus. I've seen quite a few Transformers fans make the argument that Repugnus is the team leader of the Monsterbots because his beast mode is the most drastically different compared to the others, and that's actually more pronounced now with the new Titans Return Deluxe class toy, since Grotesque and Double Cross have the same wings in addition to having the same robot mode legs and tails in beast mode. But to my knowledge, nobody's argued that poor Grotesque has ever been team leader of the Monsterbots. For me personally, I've always imagined Repugnus being team leader of the Monsterbots because I read on Wikipedia that Repugnus is supposedly the least savage of all three of the Monsterbots, and the other Autobots hold slightly more regard for Repugnus because he has basically not more intelligence, but Repugnus has a longer attention span compared to Grotesque and Double Cross. Grotesque and Double Cross have shorter attention spans compared to Repugnus, so that's why I've always personally imagined Repugnus being team leader of the Monsterbots. But apparently the Monsterbots, they don't have a team leader, they all share equal rank, and that's the result of their personalities of just wanting to be savage animals and wanting to tear Decepticons apart. But yes, I think it works for them. So, one last thing to go over for Repugnus. I'll do a quick 360 of his robot mode for you. Turning him back around. Transformation is simple enough, and I apologize for not showing it on camera, but whenever I try to show a transformation on camera, it always comes out looking a little wonky. But yes, for articulation-wise, there is enough clearance that the Titan Master head can rotate 360 degrees, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Nice. The shoulders are on swivel joints, so they can rotate forwards and backwards 360 degrees. You got another joint that at the shoulder that allows you to move the arm out. Bicep swivel, hinged elbow. The hands can move somewhat inwards and outwards, but that's just a transformation joint. There's no waist. You got double jointed hips. Legs can go forwards and backwards 180 degrees. They can't go outward up to 90 degrees. Now there is a swivel joint here in the thigh, but it's come to my attention that Transformers fans who have tried to rotate that thigh joint have found it ridiculously tough to do. And I actually tried to rotate it after I found it out, and Repugnus's leg wouldn't even budge. And it's come to my point that this right here, Repugnus's upper leg joint, is actually not white plastic. It's actually yellow plastic that's been painted white. And it's adding an extra layer to the mushroom peg that allows the thigh swivel joint. And it's just enough that it's preventing it from wanting to move. So unfortunately, Repugnus, his thigh joints are rendered useless. But he does have hinged knee joints, and he has his feet rotate at the ankle, and I don't think there's any ankle rockers. No, there's not. But despite the thigh joints being rendered useless, you can get some decent points of articulation with Repugnus. And yes, he is, in my opinion, a must-have Transformers character for your collection. So please like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the TFN. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my video review of the Transformers Generations Prime Wars Trilogy Titans Return Deluxe Class Monsterbot Repugnus. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I thought I just heard explosions. About Prime? We were just playing our favorite game. And just what game is that, Repugnus? And this, oh, come over here and I'll show you. We were playing our favorite game, Blast-a-Bug. Blast-a-Bug? Yes, it's a favorite pastime of us Monsterbots. Oh, I see. Well, carry on, boys. Good luck. Luck with whoever wins. Thank you, Prime. Rage's Universe Hate Waspinator.